We are against any WMD, any weapons of mass destruction, whether chemical or nuclear. And
so you're against the use of chemical warfare?
Yeah, it's not only me. As a state, as a government, in 2001, we proposed to the United Nations proposal to empty or to get rid of every WMD in the Middle East, and the United States stood against that proposal. So this is our conviction and policy.
But you're not a signatory to the chemical warfare
not yet
agreement.
Not
Why
yet.
not?
Because Israel has WMD and it has to sign, and Israel occupying our land. So that's why we talked about Middle East, not Syria, not Israel. It should be comprehensive.
Do you consider chemical warfare equivalent to nuclear warfare?
I don't know. We haven't tried either.
Yeah, but you know, you're a head of state and you understand the consequences of
Do you
weapons
mean
that don't discriminate.
Technically,
that
they're
are
not
beyond.
Yeah, technically they're not the same, but morally it's the same.
Morally, they're the same.
They have the same, but at the end, killing is killing.
And it's
mass killing is mass killing.
Yes.
Sometimes you may kill tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands with very primitive armaments.
Then why do you have such a stockpile of chemical weapons?
We don't discuss this issue in public because we never said that we have it, and we never said that we don't have it. It's a Syrian issue, it's a military issue. We never discussed in public with anyone.
This is from the New York Times this morning. Syria's leaders amassed one of the world's largest stockpiles of chemical weapons with help from the Soviet Union and Iran, as well as Western European suppliers, and even a handful of American companies, according to American diplomatic cables and declassified intelligence records. You have amassed one of the largest supplies of chemical weapons in the world.
To have or not to have is a possibility, but to depend on what the media say is nonsense. Or to depend on some of the reports of the intelligence is nonsense, and that has proven when they invaded Iraq 10 years ago, and they said Iraq has stockpile of WMD, and it was proven after the invasion that was false. It was fraud. So we cannot depend on what one magazine wrote. But at the end, I said it's something not to be discussed with anyone.
You accept that the world believes you do have a stockpile of chemical weapons?
Who?
The world.
We
the
didn't
United
discuss
States and other powers who also have chemical weapons.
It's not about what they believe in, it's about what the reality that we have. And this reality, we own it. We don't have to discuss it.
Speaking of reality, what was the reality on August 21st? What happened in your judgment?
We're not in the area where the alleged chemical attack was happened. As it alleged, we're not sure that anything happened.
Even at this date, you are not sure that chemical weapons, even though you have seen the videotape, even though you've seen the bodies, even though your own officials have been there.
I haven't finished. Our soldiers in another area were attacked chemically. Our soldiers. They went to the hospital as casualties because of chemical weapons. But in the area where they said the government used chemical weapons, we only had video and we only have pictures and allegations. We're not there. Our forces, our police, our institutions don't exist. How can you talk about what happened if you don't have evidences? We're not like the American administration. We're not social media administration or government. We are the government that deal with reality.
Well,
when we have evidences, we will announce.
Well, as you know, Secretary Kerry has said there is evidence that they saw rockets that fired from a region controlled by your forces into a region controlled by the rebels. They have evidence from satellite photographs of that. They have evidence of a message that was intercepted about chemical weapons, and that soon thereafter there were other intercepted messages. So Secretary Kerry has presented what he concludes is conclusive evidence.
No, he presented his confidence and he presented his convictions. It's not about confidence, it's about evidence. The Russians have completely opposite evidence that the missiles were thrown from area where the rebels control. That reminds me about what Kerry said, about the big lie that Colin Powell said in front of the world on satellites about the WMD in Iraq before going to war. When he said, this is our evidence, actually he gave false evidence. In this case, Kerry didn't even present any evidence. He talked, we have evidence, and he didn't present anything. Not yet, nothing so far.
Well,
not single shred of evidence.